Route 11, we are tracking the tropics for you. Tropical storm Humberto is expected to become the third hurricane of the season, but it's headed away from the United States.
Instead, we're keeping an eye on a system closer to home that may become the next named storm as it moves toward the southeast U.S. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Lauren Pastrana.
And I'm Elliot Rodriguez. Our chief meteorologist, Cabrera, is joining us. And what am I standing on?
So you are literally standing on Humberto, which we're not going to worry about too much because that's going to make that loop up to the north. In fact, I want to show you the latest computer model forecast here as the spaghetti plots, right? Look at that nice curve up. Now, that's not a nice curve for Bermuda, but for us, that is much, much better. Now, the problem is we've got another system, and that's the one that still doesn't have a depression status or a name. We think that will happen, and then it eventually heads up to the north, and it could be by the Carolinas by the time we get into the weekend. So that's something we're going to be watching rather closely. Another perspective on it, and I'll show you what's happening here as far as its organization, right? You can clearly see this is Humberto, well organized. That is on the way to become a hurricane, but it's this feature here that we're going to be watching. Just an update from the National Hurricane Center on Tropical Storm Humberto. It is indeed strengthening, and it will become likely a Category 2, if not a Category 3 hurricane before it heads up and makes that nice turn. There's no question about that, right? Look how much safety we have here from west to east. The other feature, that's a whole different story. Now, that's more disorganized, and so the models still can't really lock in on a specific forecast until you get a closed low, an entity that is a depression or a tropical storm. Hurricane hunters have been flying in there throughout the evening. They have been sampling the upper levels of the atmosphere to see what this thing's going to get into and whether that condition is going to be favorable or conditions. And then by tomorrow, it emerges over and north of the islands here. I think that's when it starts getting better organized. You see kind of this broad flow here, but then it tightens up as it approaches the Bahamas. We are likely going to get at least tropical storm watches by tomorrow. If it does get a name, it will be Imelda. That is the next name on the list. Thereafter, it continues moving up to the north. I still think there's no direct impact here, but we could even get some very outer fringes of bands with some rainfall on Sunday.